Alright. Hello, everyone. This is Invasion. And here I am back at it again with another live stream. I had a lot of stuff that needed to be done, and now it is. I should ideally be able to have a decent reception here, I believe. Sup, so welcome to the stream. Alright, so yeah, I basically have the time. So hopefully I can make this a long one. I make no promises, but I'm hoping. So here's what I think I'm gonna do. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to let's see. Should I have this guy with his head bitten off? Nah. Right. Anyways, so let me just go ahead and do that. So anyways, I plan on hopefully making it so that every 20 minutes I switch to a Newton. Like for now, I work on the comic. Next 20 minutes, I go back to the animation I've been doing. Oh, by the way, how are you? So, if you're still here. So, first 20 minutes, work on this comic here. Then I go back to the animation I've been doing for the past couple streams. And then, I've basically finished it. I just want to add some more to that animation. And then I'm going to do I have to color in all the end parts? Yeah, why not? Alright, so let's just do that. And he's actually grabbing this with his top hand, so that's 3 limbs right there. Sup, Maddie Chu? Welcome to the stream. Sorry I'm late, was on a call with some friends. No worries. I should hopefully be able to do this one for quite some time. So, for what I plan on doing is I like this song. By the way, I took the liberty of getting some new music. Well, kind of new. It's Outer Wilds music. But this is done by a cover band. So hopefully you guys find it enjoyable. I already had their name right here. It's Stereo Naughty. Alright, so when the 20-minute mark passes, I'm gonna head on over to the animation. Or we can do some 5-minute art challenges, because that could be fun too. So I'm not gonna put in full detail for the ants, so we're gonna just do that. And I think that should be good. So I remember correctly, ants only have 2 eyes. There are a bunch of insects that have more than 2, but I think they only have 2. I might go on and off, so don't mind my absence. It's all good. We need to update something on my channel. Okay, so. So, got a whole bunch of music here ready. So as you can see, I'm following the guidelines of my storyboard here. I think I'm gonna just have the arm do that. The person who made this isn't Caro, but it's still real good. Alright, so you've seen a lot of slop like same thumbnail seems. That's because it's AI. AI is just the nonsense of the modern world. It's all the same 10 basically. You know, an AI user once said that they like making original content. And then I looked at their channel, and it's basically the same philosophy, YouTube, AI nonsense that it is most of the time. So I saw no distinction from any other AI slop channel who didn't even have his voice in it. Excuse me. Didn't even have any original takes because that philosophy didn't make any sense that it was saying. So-called philosophy, I should say. Alright. It's the same editor as Turkey Tom and Moon. I'm not certain about Moon, but he has like some AI tendencies, in my opinion. I just feel like there's something up with him. But hey, I don't know what's for certainty, so I can't say. Alright, so we're gonna have 2 of those. Sup, Tall Boy, welcome to the stream. Alright, we have everyone here today. That's wonderful. So let me just go ahead and expand this just a tad right here. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is like every 20 minutes I'm gonna switch the theme of the stream. Just to like be able to save some time with it. Alright, I believe this one has like the 3 buttons right there. Alright, so here we are. Alright, that should be good. Let's just get his antennas ready. Since the words are there, I don't have to like do any of that right there. Alright, so but I am, let me see. Alright, so that is basically done for that half of the panel. That explains in minutes. Videos are everywhere. Did you notice that on YouTube? Yeah, I noticed that a significant amount. Like, they just keep on moving all over the place and doing all kinds of random things that don't make too much sense. Alright, so let me just get this. I still need to... I hear it's easier. I never really bothered to do all of that. But I hear I should make like a character sheet so that I can just like copy and paste the heads easier, so it would make the comic making process easier. And it does make sense, but just don't really feel like doing all that. Hopefully that conveys the message of like an eyelash or eyebrow going about. Alright, so there we go. I like in like the stuff that I make to have like a distinction between male and female characters. And for me, I like to do what like old cartoons did and have like eyelashes at the sides. And I guess like has been not has actually it has been as well. But has been Hotel and Hell of a Boss does do like something similar. I'm just wondering if I should have like her eyes open a little bit. Yeah, I think it works better with the eyes open. Do you create a perfect circle? I can with a tool. I did it a couple of times on my own, but I don't really do all that. Like, let me just try making one right now. See, that's about as perfect as I can make it. Well, welcome back, Sozo. All right. See, so that's basically the best circle that I can make. I don't have like, actually, this one's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. Anyways, what am I doing? I need to get rid of that. But yeah, there's all kinds of tools that help people like make perfect circles and assisted lines and like make it look clean and perfect. But I prefer just like making mine stand out for as it is. Have you heard of the Roblox drama going on? I heard vaguely of it, but not really. I heard it had a situation where it's very much not ideal. But I never really looked into it. Louis has a 60s version on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie, it's better than the original. Let's see. I know it's not Bluey, but I think it... Well, it could be. I don't know about foreign media. But, I was gonna say it could be like Huckleberry Hound. That was a 60s cartoon about a blue dog. Just like Bluey, but, I don't think it was for kids, but maybe. One thing I learned recently that apparently the Flintstones was made for adults and then pivoted to being for kids. So that really is something. But then the Simpsons like managed to like outlast them. Like even this like haircut that the wife has, it's a reference to Marge Simpson as well as some of the other characters from old cartoons. The Hanna-Barbera version. Yeah, that's it. Huckleberry Hound, I think was its name. And the predator catcher were endangering the platform. State of Louisiana suing them for the lack of child safety. Is it suing the catcher or suing Roblox? Oh, I like this song. It sounds like nails on a chalkboard, but in a good way, you know? Roblox. Well, I don't really know how they could stop that. They would have to like stop banning like altogether. Like stop voice chat, I mean. That's the only way I could see them stopping that from happening. Personally, I tried Roblox. It gave me a bunch of viruses, so I don't like it. Minecraft is just way better, in my humble opinion. I don't know much about Roblox, but you can just create so much more things in Minecraft without any third-party sources. It's just better, in my opinion. Alright, so let's have the arms go out to here. Then, when the 20-minute mark comes, we can pivot to the animation. Or we can pivot to some 5-minute suggestions for 20 minutes. I should have pinned this in the comments. Oh well. Excuse me, too late for that. Whole drama thing wouldn't happen if Roblox not trying to be hit with TikTok. Yeah, all these companies are out here trying to mimic TikTok, and it's made their platforms worse. Like, in my humble opinion, YouTube was way better before shorts were a thing. Even though, ironically enough, shorts should be ideal for me since I'm an animator and they value so much more like views than watch time like they do now. But it is something. Alright. Let's have her arm stretch out to like here. I've been reported about Soda to do anything. That binders of evidence against the predators and they still don't ban them. Yeah, they really ought to ban them if that is the case. Club got online. Roblox is next. Hey, all I'm saying is when that stuff was happening with Minecraft put a handle on that. I'm just saying. So anyways, let's just get back to this. Yeah, Minecraft they put a stop to it real quick. At least from what I remember. Alright, so we got this and that. Alright, so let's have one finger go kind of like this. This kind of like that. Boom and boom. Alright, so let's go ahead and have the other ant be here. Let's just have this. Then we can have like green juices. So I wanted that to stay black. Alright, I can't remember the true color of insect blood because I don't think I ever learned that. But we're just gonna have it be green for now. Alright, so that's fine. Alright. So do you give the voice to characters? This is comic, so no, but I might like do a reading of the first episode and post it on the channel. I think that could be fun. I might like test out my free voice because I'm not very good at doing that. Or I can get like some help from Maddie too, and we can see like how her voice sounds like in the role of like that character. Insect blood or yellow. All right. Let me just see how this would look yellow because maybe it just looks better like greenish yellow. Preferred kind of greenish yellow. But we could just chalk that one up to artist rendition this time, even though it's not accurate. Alright, so let's have her antennas like that. Alright, so let's do that, and that. I would have a New York Monster voice for voice acting. Yeah, I'm actually there right now. Having some fun in New York. In and out with a bunch of folks. But I'm alone for today. Since these ants are gonna be laundered, just gonna have that. Oh, 20 minutes passed. Alright, so as per to the agreement, we're just gonna switch to the auditing real quick. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and animate their mouse moving now as well. Alright, so let's actually, should I move the TV? And not doing all that. But hey, if you want me to continue like with the comic, then I'll go ahead and do that. Just kind of like switching it up for each one. Alright, so we're gonna have, ow, my neck. Alright, so let's go ahead and move this over. I'm not gonna get any new colors, so that should be fine. Alright, there we go. And I guess that's fine like that. Alright, so let's make this here. Actually need to get a bunch of new colors, ironically enough. Alright. When I'm talking, my sister says I sound like Tom from Tom and Jerry. Oh, like the times when he talked. Yeah, I can. I never heard your voice, but I can see that happening. Tom does have a pleasant voice. He just never uses it all that often. So let's do that color, this color. The outline is making it look like I made their lips red, but that is not the case. Oh, shoot. Okay. See, let me see how this sounds. By the way, that's my favorite Outer Wilds on 14 billion years. The voices sound a little bit deeper, so we're gonna just have like these two over here say it. Well, let's just change that to, oh, not that, to that. By the way, this is a cartoon character that I'm making for a series. cup of coffee. Okay. Alright, so that should be fine there. Let's do that here, this here, this here. And that. Alright, that should be good. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back to here. Alright, let's actually have some fun with it. Alright, so for this guy, let's actually change it to like this. And that. And then in 20 minutes, we simply switch back to the comic creation, or we can switch to some, oh no. Alright, that's going to be difficult to recognize. Alright, let's undo that. Let's see, would I be able to make a distinction from that? Alright, so let's go here. Like make this slightly see-through. Alright, that works, I think. Yeah, it does. Alright, so I'm gonna do that. Let's just make all of the skin colors slightly transparent. Just for now. Giving them the TV treatment. Alright, so we have that there. And so let's actually duplicate it by that many. Then I could get back to it. Making comics are less tedious. Yeah, animation is tedious, but hey, I kind of enjoy it. A lot of folks like, it's like just a passion, a labor of love, they call it. And now that's the regular Caro that's playing. Music made by Caro. Alright, and then we're just gonna have this one have its normal face right there. Also, please like the stream because that will help the stream get a little bit more popular as the time goes on. So we can get more folks here. I think that was it. I got an ad, it's stuck on the bottom like face hugger. Yeah, you should get some ad block if you can, Vilactic. Not sure how to get it on the phone, but if you're using a computer, you should just like install uBlock Origin. It's still available on GitHub. There's some ways to get around where you can like use it on Google Chrome, but to my knowledge, it's still safe to use on Firefox. But it's perfectly fine to use the Google Chrome. And so I'm gonna leave the third one there, like just cutting it. I said cut. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's see if I can give him like some teeth right there. I think that would be interesting. Yeah, a show that I've been watching recently, well, not a show, but like a movie, is Austin Powers. That movie is so hilarious. Alright, and let's see. Was going to leave that be, but this can be altered to have a better outcome, so we're gonna do that. Actually, nah, that would make it go a little bit crazier. Like someone called Michael Myers, like the Halloween slasher. Yeah, that's who stars in that movie. It really is something how he's named after that character from Halloween. Or maybe it's named after him. I'm not sure what came first. So, anyways, let's go ahead and do this. Alright, there we go. Alright, so that looks kind of wrong. I mean, just do that and just make it slightly smaller and tilt it. How long will the animation last? Not too long. It's just gonna last like 10 seconds or so. So, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it should only last like 10 seconds. Husky, hello. Oh, do you know him, Galactic? Chovek, his name is. Alright. Well, howdy, Chovek. Alright, so, gonna do that. And we're just gonna have this one smile, but just be toothless.
I'm so bored.
Let's just hit erase with that.
Are starting to feel like chores.
And let's skip ahead. Good. And just find Russian chat. He was a person with a successful career. Alright. Oh, you don't know, just find Russian chat. Alright. And so let's just do that. Erase that. And let's actually do that with the eyes too. This is it, Bulgarian. Alright. I was about to say, why is it a different color? But then I remembered made their skin transparent. And so, Serbian, Macedonian, alright. And see if I can get away with doing this. So let's go ahead, do that, and that. Nah, little bro. Oh, you two are related. Alright, so let's go ahead and put that there. Paste insert. Put that there. Paste insert. And that should be the last one. Yes, it is. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the mount of the lady character. Let's see. Oh, Austin Powers wasn't finished. Okay, then I'll put it back on there. They're not related. What are you talking about? Guess I was just mistaken then. Alright, so match game. Bro, make them bigger. And mounts. I mean, I suppose I could. Let's go ahead and do that. Actually, let's do that with the next part. Right, so there's that. Then we go ahead and just make that bigger like that. That. I'm not really seeing it. The melons. I don't really know how to draw these things. But yeah, let's try it. Why not? Let's see. Let's do that. That. Probably erase it later though. Just to see how it would work. Like that. Personally, since this one is a commission, I don't think I'm gonna like keep it this way, but hopefully it does have the position. I have many playlists on my channel for people who are trying to find good stuff. Alright. Oh yeah. So, like I said, not really good at making them. But they do look good though. So let's just go ahead and get rid of them. I'm glad you like them. Alright, I'll just leave them there for right now. But this is a commission, so I'm gonna revert them back to the original wave though. Them peaks. Alright. So we're gonna add, oh no, let's do that, and then let's do that. Then we're gonna switch back to the comic creation. Alright, so it is getting dark. Oh shoot. Alright, so that's fine there. Alright, 20 minutes. So let's go ahead and head back to that. Yeah, I don't know you, so no. Alright, so back to this. Alright, so let's just go ahead and get this back to this one. Alright, so let's go ahead and draw his wife now. Let's do that, and oh wow, it's lagging a bit. It's unfortunate. Alright, let's just give it a few seconds to buffer. Alright, seen old season of SpongeBob and it's to wish Cell Animation is back again. Yeah, I enjoy like Cell Animation, and by Cell, I think you mean like drawing it over and over again rather than like having like a program like puppet animation. Alright, so yeah, so that's around how big this character's ones usually are. Let me erase a bit of it. And I think it needs to go to about there. But yeah, I'm drawing like some of the second episode of my comic. So we're gonna do that. Alright. So alright. Let's go ahead and do where's the other hand? Right, there it is. So that's that there. Let's have the finger go up to there. Right, so boom, there we go. We're gonna also add this to here just to make it black. Some nice black pupils right there. You see how his eyes look? Like, he actually had some stuff around that, so let's just add that too, just to save some time. And that should be good like that. Just add this too. Alright, so got that. We have like all kinds of like picnics for them because they're having, this is a husband and wife having a picnic with their 2 children. I still think I made that arm just slightly too long. They have longer arms than humans do, but it's just this one is slightly too long. Alright, that's good. See, still very long, but just not quite too long. Right, so we're gonna have her hands go kind of like this. Why? I do not know. And just that. Thank you, babe. The secret is salt in the thorax. So she basically shoves some salt inside of these ants behind, and then they basically use it for food. Yeah, this is gonna be one crazy comic book. In fact, there's gonna be a whole bunch of insanity that happens in this one. So we're gonna do that. Let's actually have the hands go like so. You know, go to the bottom, but that's fine. Alright, so we're gonna do that. And just a little bit of undoing and redoing. Yeah, but one thing seen in the Dane Bow video of marshmallows got burned. I'm not sure who Dane Bow is, but there was a video that I watched of like someone named Nile Red who like made his own marshmallows and then he burnt them. I can't recall like what he did to make them exactly, but it was like all kinds of wild things. Right. Yeah, so let's do that. Rainbow was a annoying orange creator. Oh. Well, I've never really seen the annoying orange. I just heard of it. But I assume it must be good if people like it so much. The annoying orange was just slightly before my time. Like here on YouTube. So I have her holding water. And that's fine. And so we're just gonna have that there. And so like since every 20 minutes I'm alternating, I can draw like a whole bunch of stuff that folks want me to, and we can just do that. Alright, so that's good. Let's see, should I have them with some marks on their mouths so they've been eating that? Let's actually add some more of this. Change that to 2 so I can add an outline to it. That works.
Our might shattered in an instant. The greatest minds of Amphibia bested by a girl so insignificant. It was the demon of nightmares who undid her.
Right, so here we are. And that's their pet. I think I'm just gonna name him like Blink or something. Right, so let's have like some of the blood leaking off of her fans. So that looks good like that. Right, so that looks good. That looks good. They have winds too behind them, but switch that back to trees. Oh yeah, I recently caught an episode of the Amazing Digital Circus, and it was a pretty decent episode. I liked it. It had a whole bunch of guns and stuff in this one, and I think that was nice. And I think we're gonna make them like red ants. Just color them in, and I can just use the background from there, and maybe I can just do that. To just add a slight blur to it. So that's fine like that. It's fine like that. So let's go ahead and get that. And this one's the same color, so let's go ahead and do that for her. So let's get that and get this. And so those were definitely for eyes. So let's do that and make the teeth white. Alright. need a drink. Excuse me. No. So let's get that blue. And apparently it does seem to be the same color. It takes so long for these to fill in now. There must be an open spot somewhere that I'm not seeing. And there was. Alright, let's just see where it is before moving it. Alright, I think it's there, so I'm gonna move that over to this. Alright, that was significantly faster. I wonder if Manny is finished her video. I'll check. Alright, yeah, right, yet. I assume that's not ready yet. And so let me go ahead and do that. But yeah, hopefully this, what the heck? Oh. Maybe I can make the blood of the bug a slightly different color. Because it blends into the suit a little bit too well. So color fill-up takes more time than I thought. It does indeed. It's usually much faster, but I'm doing like this on like 9-page long intervals. I should probably shrink it down to like 7 pages or so. That would be more ideal. But planned it for 9, so it's gonna be 9. How big is the fairy and the bugs? Yeah, the fairy, they are just 2 inches tall. So they're basically like the size of half a finger. The bugs, they're gonna be like normal bug size, but to them, they're massive and they're gonna try and attack and kill them. In fact, it's gonna happen in this comic if everything goes according to plan. But like according to the poll, no one is going to die. Like I voted if I should have like one of the main characters die already because that's the way I planned for it to happen. But they said they wanted him to live, so I'm just gonna make him live. Yeah, the ants are basically the size of hamsters to them. Yeah. Since they're 2 inches, various other bugs are around their size or bigger. Like for example, this firefly, those are like an inch or like 2 inches tall. But for them, it's basically like a large dog that can also fly. Yeah, it's a pretty detailed world I went through. And I just made like a random bug in the background. It doesn't look like anything specific. I should probably make like a cricket or something, but I think they're usually nocturnal. I'm not certain. I'm sure they are running around in the daytime too. They just would rather hide in the night or something. I could be mistaken. Alright, there we go. So let's do the hair. Actually change them to have their hair the same color. Because these guys, they had like slightly different skin tones, but they were still pink and slightly different hair colors, even though they are still pink. So I went ahead and fixed that. Let's also get their horns to be colored too. Not horns, I mean antennas. I always mistake them because of how I draw them. They're kind of like horns, but they're not. Great movies are fun. The closest would be Tinkerbell. Yeah, I've seen a small amount of Tinkerbell, but like not too much. So I'm still like fleshing out more of the details, but what I plan on this comic book being is basically kind of like John Wick, but as a fairy. Like, what if John Wick was only 2 inches tall? So that's basically the idea for this thing. It's not gonna be anything direct. He's gonna use his size and intellect to his advantage because he's just trying to do some stuff to help his family. I'm gonna need some medication later. Alright, but anyways, the winds, they're technically see-through, but I like to have a visualizer of them present. I feel like it would be way more understandable than just having some random lines that are attached. Wouldn't make much sense. Alright, so let's see. Alright, let's do the bugs and then I can switch back to the animation. I can just draw some stuff in 5 minutes or less. Any suggestion, and I will do it. Alright, let's make this fella red. That should be good. So let's have these. Don't worry, they're dead. The wife already cooked them. I forgot what I named all of them except Lavender. I named all of the fairy characters after like various kinds of flowers and ferns. This one, the main character, his name is Lavender. I think his wife is named Celosia. And his daughter is named Lupine. And it's a real crazy thing. And so that's just some of it done there. Got like all of that ready. It's just you a caterpillar with fairies. Yeah, a caterpillar could be interesting. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see, do caterpillars, I think they can eat leaves too sometimes. And let me just add this to the chompers of the ant. To create a name, you should put it on paper. Oh yeah, I wrote about this once. Like I thought of the idea of this way back in like 2023. There was also another comic book that I was working on in 2022, but then I completely stopped that one. I actually managed to finish an episode of this one. It should be in like the About Me section on YouTube. It should have a link to like the whole comic series there. Alright, let me see. Alright, so let's just make this one red. Alright, so that's good. Then I could do things like shadow and sunlight and all of that later. Alright, so anyways, let me just go ahead and save quickly. Because it's acting straight. Hate for that amount of progress to just go. Alright, so let's head back to, let's see, just a caterpillar with fairies. Actually, I like that idea. I think I'm gonna like draw like a full picture of that. Like, let's go ahead and make that scroll 500 by 500. I haven't done the research, so I'm just gonna assume that the heck. Watching Austin Powers, and they have a young Dr. Evil, and he just looks crazy. But I feel like I knew someone. Oh gosh, Austin looks crazy too. And they all look crazy when they were young. Alright, anyways, let's go back to here. But yeah, let's go ahead and do that suggestion now. Alright, so let's do and keep it real simple. So let's do that, make it green. Because I know that has to have been something that happened. So let's do that. I had caterpillar before. Judging by its size, it's kind of big, the size of a thumb. Alright? Alright, that is good to know. So it should be around the size of a fairy. Thank you for helping me, Galactic. Alright, so I know how to draw these fairies by heart, so I know that I'm definitely gonna use it later. I must say it's a very good idea. I'm gonna erase some of the parts where it looks like he's biting, and then I'm gonna have like maybe a fairy is trying to. Oh, what's that sound? Right. I always forget about that specific part of it. That's because I always do this and skip. Right, so hopefully they're done chanting. Alright, so alright, let's do the caterpillar first. That is lagging a whole bunch. Alright, let's see. Like, what can I make a caterpillar look like? Let me just look up a slight reference to it. I usually don't do references, but I feel like, excuse me, I feel like this could be necessary. Alright, so yeah, they do have these cute little antennas. Alright, so we have, let's just erase all of that quickly. Cut. Alright, so let's just have that. You can make caterpillar of those red butterflies. Alright, let me look at it. Caterpillar. Ooh, that looks so cool. I don't know if I got the right picture, but I think I did. If that is what you're saying. They look like these fascinating spikes too. Alright, well, let's go ahead and do that. And so let's do that. Alright, so let's do that. Then we can divide them off into like segments by 2. So as of now, let's do that. That. Like this is so crazy looking caterpillar. I was gonna make like a soft one, a soft squishy looking one. Excuse me. Gonna do that instead now. Right, let's just have him go out kind of like that. Alright, so it's that. That, and that. It's not accurate to like how the caterpillars look completely, but it is decent looking in my opinion. So we're just gonna do that. that, and then let's actually add in a bit of the color first. The caterpillar is kind of reddish like that, and make it slight brighter and a slightly grayish. Oh my, what did I do? Oh. That is completely covered, so I don't know why that happened. Right. It's the equivalent to a bison. Yeah, basically. These fairies, they hunt like all kinds of critters because they're very, why is that so? There has to be an opening here somewhere. Oh, it's that big opening right at its butthole. Wait, right at the creature's butts. Shouldn't have said the whole part. Oh well. Okay, so there we go. It had like these fascinating little orange tints on it. In fact, I'm gonna hold off on drawing the segmented parts until I see like all of that. So each one is kind of orange, so let's just do that. But I like how with this caterpillar here, can't really tell which way you're looking at because its head looks just like its butt, or at least very similar. I should have like a gradient to this, but I don't feel like I'm gonna do all of that. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna have this caterpillar here. He's gonna look so awesome. And so I'm gonna consider this like the animated art suggestions. Or not animated per se, but like just if people want me to draw something, I'm gonna draw it. And I think I'm definitely gonna use this in the comic book too. I just want to like draw it here so it's like easier to focus. Yeah, I just feel like this caterpillar should be even thicker. Like, he just looks a little bit too skinny, in my opinion. Let's just see how it would look skinny. He lifted his ass up, yeah. Alright, so let's just try and see how this would look if the caterpillar was a little bit thicker. So let's do that. And yeah, I like that better. And like, I don't see any eyes on the caterpillar in the reference picture, but I feel like I'm gonna add it anyways because I really like these tints to have eyes. So I'm just gonna add some. Oh no. Alright, there we go. Accidentally clicked the incorrect button. So we're gonna take that to 6 and just gonna have the eyes kinda be like that. So they don't need big eyes, so we could just do this. Then we could just have some false eyes back here. What I like to do is I like to have my characters, if they have eyes, they're gonna have a little bit of shine to them. So that's gonna be like how folks can tell which part's the head and which part isn't. Alright, so let's go ahead. Yeah, this fairy is out here throwing it back. Alright, so now for the spike. I probably shouldn't have had it behind, like, in the ears if I'm gonna have it have spikes, but live and you learn. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's make it a little bit thinner. Then I will draw the that's fine. Alright, so we're gonna do that. This species, it seems to have like extra spikes right here at this tushy. So we're just gonna add that right there. So we're gonna add that and make it a tad darker, just so it's on the inside. Alright, boom, there we go. Alright, and let's get more of these spikes going. So let's see. Alright, it should ideally come across as like the spike being stubby. Kind of like that. Then you... Oh no, that's not good. That's not good either. Oh my, I am messing this one up. Yeah. I'm just gonna assume their point came through. So, no, I probably should have had them facing the other way, but I think that's fine. Alright, so we have only small amount of spikes. I think I'm gonna have that kind of like so. Just kind of like that. And just a little bit more spikes there. And I think that should be enough spikes for now. And let's see. And let's just add the final touches, which is this. Just making that kind of like that. So fairies can ride on caterpillars and butterflies like horses. Yeah, like the butterflies, that could be like very useful to them. Because like maybe like the butterflies can like carry stuff for the fairies, like long distances. Like that could be very useful to them. Because the fairies, they can fly themselves, but the butterflies, it would just ease their burden on them. Like how folks used to use like cows to carry all kinds of stuff back in the day. Right, let me do that. Oh, my throat is hurting me. That is a shame. Are you playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? So let's do that. We're gonna make that part the same yellow. And that should be good. So we're gonna do that. Let's make that part have a slight hint of yellow too. But yeah, I gotta say, like, this is a really cool caterpillar that you picked out, Galactic. I was gonna make like some generic soft shell caterpillar. This one have some meat on it. Let's see, I think the spikes were black, and they in fact were. Yeah, they're like some ants. They milk this insect called shoot, I forgot what they called it. I think they're aphids, but it could have been went by another name. But these bugs, they poop this sweet substance that ants use, and ants in real life actually use them as cows. It's truly fascinating. So I've been thinking, like, what if I can like incorporate that into some of my art with these fairies? Could be interesting.
We'll meet again. Don't know
Now, since this was, yeah, milk and bugs, yeah, but like since this was like your idea mainly, I was thinking like what could be done with this little guy here, or this big guy. Should I have a fairy try to hunt it, or like the fairy is just leading it somewhere? Or maybe the fairy is just admiring it, like by drawing a picture of it or something. Alright, let's make this one kind of like that. So let's do that. Taming like horses. Alright, I like that idea. Alright, so let me just add the segments to him. You know what? I think I probably made the segments too big. I was gonna do it like that and then add that like within the ridge, so it's kind of had a ridge there. But I think it might look better just simply like this.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight to our show. We're glad we got to spend some time with you all, from the frogs to the demons and those witches at the back.
Let's see.
Let's run that one more time, yeah? Alright, folks.
I think that could work. Might just make the color a tad brighter there if able. Yeah, basically how to train your caterpillar. Farming like horses. Yeah, that could be fun. Like they tame them kind of like how you would tame like a dragon while it's still an egg. You tame these guys while they're still caterpillars. Could be neat. Alright. Alright, so let's change that to that. Oh my. Okay. some new music. That's real good. And it'll be Beetle. These guys have a very all kinds of bugs. Like he's very just as smart as humanly 2 inches tall. So life really beats down, but they don't let that get them down. They just have their society, and they do their own thing. They're still reliant on the humans. Have no exist, by the way. We're a crazy few. Alright. There we go. Added a little bit of juiciness to this caterpillar without it too soft looking. Still pointy, but also kind of plump. So I think that worked out well. Alright, so let's add this finally. But yeah, this comic book is basically going to be a love letter to capitalism. The microphone started. Clip for a second. Oh, it started breaking. I'm sorry about that. I'm not too sure how to fix that, but I am leaning on it. So let me just move all the stuff that were on top of it away, and hopefully that fixed it. Otherwise, I'm not too sure how. Well, hopefully that works. I'm sorry in advance if it happens again. Excuse me. Alright, now this is a wonderful caterpillar. Let's actually make the background slightly blue, just to get rid of like that white background right there. Right, so let's just make it kind of blue. Alright, that's good right there. There's a color guide to it, but I don't remember like all the colors by heart. But I think we can get away with like a red caterpillar, maybe. Alright, so let's see. The red fairy, I mean. So let's go ahead and get back to black, and let's get this. Alright, so what Velachik said was he wanted it to be like taming it like horses. Alright, so how would a caterpillar be tamed? Oh, certain kinds of caterpillars love milkweed, so perhaps he can be feeding that to the caterpillar. That could be good. Alright, let's actually... Can I expand this? Let's see. Just gotta move it down slightly. So let's just increase it by 700, so 200 pixels each way. Look. Oh, that was a mistake. Undo. Alright, guess his canvas size was the one I was looking for. Boop and boop. Oh, I can change how that worked. Alright, let's actually do that time. Usually that's so cool. Alright, so let's go to the background and like fill that part in. For ladybugs, it's like peacocks, yeah. Let's see. Let's do that here. Okay, so that's good there. Let's actually See, should I have him eating some of it? Alright, let's duplicate that and erase that. Just to make the choice a little bit easier. There we go. Nice little caterpillar. Doing caterpillar chins. Alright. Alright, so let's get the brush back to black and let's have someone with some skills to it. Alright, so this guy here. See, I vaguely remember how milkweed looked. I should probably check that out. Milkweed. Oh, it's pink? Yeah, I was thinking it was white. Alright, and that's cool then. Alright, so, milkweed is pink. Let me just look up something else quickly. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty good looking. So let's draw the fairy first and then I can worry about that. Let me see how much is left there. 63. Alright. So let's do the fairy first. Let's do this. I think I spent a whole bunch of extra time with this one. But that's fine. And since they are technically around the same size, this guy can get away with doing this. So that's 3. Let's change that to 12 and erase. Now back to 3. Let's give him slight nose tone. Let's see, shall I have some of his teeth sticking out? I don't think it's necessary. Let's make this kind of like an old man. Actually, now let's leave his teeth sticking out. That would be kind of funny. Alright, so let's make this one kind of old. These fairies, they only live at around 60 years or so. And that's like including old age. But they usually never make it to around that age because they usually get killed off way sooner than that. Alright, so let's have one. Let's see. Let's have. Let's have someone with maybe this hairstyle. You can tell how old a fairy is by how many lines it has on the side of its antenna. If you see 4 lines at the side, then that means the fairy is between 40 and 49. This one's gonna be an old head, so let's make her 50. Alright, so that's good right there. Okay, so that going on right there. Alright, and just do that here. And I think that is pretty decent hairstyle. I was gonna give them kind of like dreadlocks at the bottom, but I kind of like the look that they have going on their head. Right, let's give them a few wrinkles. Like they've been doing this job of caterpillar herding for years. I wonder if this looks kind of like a male or a female. Anyways, the fairies in my comic, they usually don't have... They do have, but it's just not as good as a human neck. Alright, let's check how it looks. So, milkweed. Just get a nice pink bunch of flowers right here. And it's really starting to lag. I don't think the stream itself is lagging, so that's good. Alright, so there's that. Let's erase inside head. Increase that to that. Just the inside looks like it's purple, but the outside is not. So let's do that. Right. Oh, that's good there. Alright, so have fairy with their fairy hand right here. I think one should be fine. Yeah, so this is roughly the same size as the caterpillar. It's not quite as big, but still it's enough where this person could still fight off the caterpillar if it attacks. When it could use its wings to kind of look like a fairy, look like a butterfly. I mean, right? So let's do that. My hand is numb. It's not ever just happened to you guys randomly. It just happens sometimes. It's unfortunate. Alright. Let's make this one have like some of them be around this red. So I could just come back and correct it a bit later, but this should be good enough. Let's make them kind of blue. Let's get the antenna and eye colors. I don't think too many folks are watching right now. So I could probably... what even happened there? What's up, Ape Green? Welcome to the stream. Right now, I'm doing a mix of like all the things. I am doing great right now. I am on vacation at the moment, and it's nice visiting a whole bunch of folk. Yeah, but thank you for showing up, Ape Green. So let's and you see this fairy here. Do they look old? I'm trying to make them look kind of old, and I feel like I did not succeed. If this fairy here is gonna be 50. Someone asked me to draw. It was actually Galactic right there. You can probably see the message in the chat still. You are welcome. But they asked me to draw this really cool looking caterpillar and like this fairy taming it. So I decided to draw that. So, right, so this is the new music that's happening now. Yeah, I got some new music for us to enjoy. Blue one looks old. Yeah. So let's add this here. So let's add a bit of yellow to his. Oh, that's purple that happened to him. Since this is going to be like a red butterfly, I should probably make it slightly redder. Alright, that and that. The lines under the eye look older. Alright, that's what I was going for, so that's good. Alright, so then we have that here. Like I got it nice and saved right there. Let me see how that's doing. 51. And I should go ahead and plug that back in quickly. Excuse me. Like I was gonna have it like in the background like here. But I think I'm gonna use that elsewhere too. Because the background is not that detailed, so I feel like it could be better elsewhere. But for what's gonna happen, I feel like it would be better to not have anyone there because they would be. So could have the caterpillar though. Wow, that's so good. Oh, and this song was by a YouTuber named Paolo or Paolo. Alright, so just so y'all would know. Maybe a few more flowers. Alright. Well, that sounds like a good idea. Should also move that picture right there too. Alright, so let me just add this real quick. And I'm gonna move this over here just a little. Because it could be useful right here since I'm gonna like draw the children later. Alright. Like this is like at the perfect angle to like be right here. But I want it to like focus on the family a little bit. So I'm going to actually make it go so it's kind of like this way. That's some weird thing. Oh well. So I'm gonna do that and move to about here. Because I just want it in the background, kind of. Then I can actually have like a stem going under it. Like it's reaching for another plant. Alright, that is good too. So like you and Velactic did some good ideas right there. Like Velactic for like having the caterpillar here in the first place. And you for like saying that there should be more flowers. So let me add this to the background. Right. And I think that's the background. Yeah, it is. Right. And I could probably add like a slightly blue hue to it so it doesn't pop too much though. Oh, welcome. Alright, thank you. Right, so let's add that. We can just have like a few of the flowers petals left there. Let's actually have it be behind this blade of grass here. And I spent way too long on this part. I was gonna like go to a different segment, like work on animation, work on comic book, and also work on like animated suggestions. Then an animated suggestion popped up and it was like so neat. I need to go back on like some of the stuff that I said so that I can like write it down because the idea for them to be farming. Oh my. Oh, I messed it up even further. Okay. The idea for them to be like farming caterpillars and like butterflies is a pretty good one. So like gonna like figure out how I can make it work where it makes sense. Even though these are fairies, so they shouldn't really make sense to begin with. But you know what I mean. Alright, so let's undo that and I have to paste that in later. And why is it doing that? All the lines are connected, so guess it was just too tolerant. Right? So there we go. Let's also have some of the stuffs in there. I gotta move quickly. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna turn up the music so y'all are still entertained. Should be back in 2 or 3 minutes. Alright, enjoy this picture while I'm gone. And I am back. Sorry I was gone for so long. Needed to get a drink and some other stuff too. So I'm back and if you Einstein's episode back then where they find a caterpillar. Yeah, it did. I remember watching that one a real long time ago, but I can barely remember what happens. But hopefully now that there's like more variety in the music, folks will like enjoy it a little bit more. Or who knows, maybe they preferred those other two. Alright, so but yeah, I remember that being a pretty good episode. I was actually gonna draw a caterpillar similar to that until you suggested that specific kind of caterpillar, which is pretty cool looking. So there we go. Alright, so now we have like a caterpillar in the back. Alright, let's do that. Just to have him blend in a tad. Well, I think it should probably stay dark. Like that. I have to think about it. But I added 2 more flowers like Ape's Green said, and I added a caterpillar to with only a minor change because for this to work it would be better if there was no one around. Actually, since I'm here, let's actually do some stuff with this. So we're gonna do that. So let's zoom in. Let's add a slight blur to it. Okay, so that works. Alright, let's do the speech bubbles now. So let's add the white. Layer 12 overshadows. That's actually a good way to do the tints. It's certainly easier than filling it in, than filling in the A and the O because those are cut off. Alright, since this is going to be that, I'm going to copy that. Let's delete that too. And here we are with yet another layer. So I'm just going to call this under bubble. So many layers. That is good. Let's do the belt now. And I also gotta add the sign in the wife's eyes. That looks good. Thank you. You know, leaf cutters, those are fingernail size. Oh, so they would be pretty small, like for the fairies too. They would probably be like a little bit smaller than their heads. That could be cool. One thing that I have the ants plan on doing is like there's this certain kind of ant where like it squirts this kind of like acid, like sulfuric acid out of its butt. So I'm going to have like some of these fairies basically use those ants as guns. Because I think that could be interesting. Because like with any projectile that they make, it's very diminished because of their small size, and would just basically end up like being pointless to throw it. But with that, they can get up close but still kind of far away and just launch it at them. Right. It's also... Let me see about changing that color, and then we're gonna go back to the fairies. I mean, back to the other animation. Let me see. That pops a little bit better. So we're gonna add that on top. Yeah, that's a real neat fact, like, about, like, leaf cutters. Because I like to have, like, more knowledge, like, on the size of the species, so that I can incorporate it into my comic books. And I don't know if I'm gonna cover everything in the comic, but I might make, like, spin-off, like, pamphlets or whatever, just to show, like, more of the lore for folks that are curious. Because this is going to take part in a mostly human setting. So yeah, right now these folks look normal size, and everything around them looks big. Pretty soon they're going to be very small in a very big world that we are used to. Let's add the white to that. Alright, so that looks good. Now, so I think I'm gonna go back to the animation now. It's water bugs. It's like crocodiles, so Fairy Steve Orin is fun to think. Yeah, that would be funny. Like just a fairy like going around trying to tame water bugs. Well, not tame, but like, you know, like whatever Steve did. Like just explore it and teach. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. But yeah, that could be a good way of like covering more of like the lore of this comic. Let me get rid of that before I lose my train of thought fully. Shoot, hurry. Well, that didn't sound good.